Alright, good evening. Welcome back to In the Khud. This is 20th July 2023, 7:02 p.m. And in this is going to be a very short video, very directional, to the point. And the only thing that I have to document in this video is that Adobe Firefly is a very good alternative to Stable Diffusion, because Stable Diffusion, from what I've understood, is the text to image feature is just not good when you want like extremely detailed things to happen in your scene. For like very generic scenes like a spaceman in some outer space environment or an abandoned planet, which is something that I've been trying to test for a long time on Stable Diffusion, that kind of prompt and image to text works because very generic. But the moment you try going specific into the specifics, that just falls apart. And that is the thing where something like Midjourney shines and DALL-E shines very well. But they're paid, and I was trying to use Midjourney. Like apparently they give you 25 free prompts every day, but even that is not working because of high demand. They're like, you get a subscription which is $10 a month. So Adobe Firefly, it's free, it's in beta, so it's very good, and I'm going to show you how you can make use of it. So Adobe Firefly, I have put a bookmark here, but basically you want to go to firefly.adobe.com/ you should have text to image, something like text to image, and I think we don't need GUI press. Now obviously here I've put a gift hamper in the middle and tiny L's with clear faces. This is me trying to avoid weird faces. Working to put it together. The gift hamper is everyday use products like shampoo. So you see the details, what I was talking about. If you were to put this same thing inside Stable Diffusion, you get something very weird. Like you'd probably just get a shampoo or a phone or a bottle, because I don't know why. That's what was happening. But let me try doing something live, right? One good thing about Firefly is that it's extremely beginner friendly, right? You can come in here and you can pick a theme, right? You can say hyper realistic, or yeah, let's just stick to hyper realistic at the moment. And studio lighting is something I've picked earlier. Let me clear that. And hyper realistic, I want to try and make because it's raining outside, so rainy city with puddles and a bicycle. I'm just trying to be a little more detail oriented here, just to see if how many of these things it's getting in. And a bicycle, comma, what else? People drinking tea, because that's a standard, and paper boats floating in puddles. That's actually a little too detailed, but let's see what it generates. The real reason I feel this is a much better alternative is, okay, there is one issue with this as well, is the fact that you cannot just use it directly. The Adobe has been very clear. Oh, we've got some good results. This is exactly what I was talking about. Okay, it's completely messed up people here, like the bicycle aspect. It's gotten a few bicycles here and there, but it got the details like paper boats in the puddles, and it's raining, and this is actually genuinely good. And if you were to try and do this through Stable Diffusion, not happening. So if you are anyway trying to use it as a starting point, you have to rely on something like this or Midjourney. Now Adobe has been very clear in the fact that if you try and download this, it will download it with an Adobe Firefly gradient here. So if I open this image here, you see that this image will come with image not for commercial use. Okay, and I am not gonna show you any sort of hack of how to remove this, because you're anyway gonna mess up some details here. The point here is you would never use any of these images directly, right off the bat. You're not going to take an image and put it somewhere. So you're always going to use this kind of thing, at least as of now, for reference. So for reference, you're trying to generate some ideas. This is a great starting point. You can take it into Photoshop or whatever and try adding your own images, your products. Because for example, if you need a product integration, you could have some product in the center. Let me try a huge bottle in the center, because it will give me a little more context when I'm trying to replace, let's say, another brand bottle in the center of the frame after the fact in Photoshop. But the reason that I want to point this out is because there are a lot of nice things here. Okay, it clearly did not get the bottle part. Do we have any importance to bottle? No. I mean, To be honest, yeah, there is one bottle here. I said huge bottle. I did not understand that. Again, there are limitations to where AI art is at the moment, and again, I've been stressing on the fact it has gotten the reflections right though, which is nice. Yeah. So again, you have a lot of nice things here. You could go for a cartoon style, and you could say colors and tone. You could say warm tone, and lighting. You could say dramatic lighting. Let's try this. This is like extremely beginner friendly, something you can like really a beginner can mess around with, and compare that to like Midjourney, for example. You have to give like dash some words, some like coding kind of prompts, which can be intimidating, and you don't really understand what to do with it. So it's trying to do some bottle thing in the middle, but yeah, the golden hour, you see the reflection and the highlights are kind of like the golden hour, and this looks like a teal and orange cinematic look, which is nice. If again, the way I look at this is it's very good for referencing. So that's it. That's what I wanted to discuss with Adobe Firefly. You must be wondering, why am I here today documenting in the course, supposed to be in office, and I was supposed to be in office today, but the thing with going to office, because it's a 1 hour travel, there's a window in the morning where from like let's say 10 a.m. to like 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. that 2 hour window. And in that 2 hour window, it was pouring like crazy, and so it just made sense to not like carry my big laptop in my big bag and go in all this rainy situation to office. And then after that, after 12 p.m. or so, it just completely stopped. It's like drizzling a little bit here and there, but turns out that if I did go to office, it wouldn't be a problem at all, like as far as the rain is concerned. But I'm not sad about the fact that I didn't go, because anyway there were so many things to be figured out at home. Like I did, I think 8 or 9, I don't really count, but 8 or 9 episodes for show 1, and that's very mentally exhausting to do music cue sheets. That's just the nature of the work. But yeah, that was one thing which was nice and got it out. I was doing these Adobe Firefly experimentations. For tomorrow I have to make a Stable Diffusion video, which is like some crazy prompts, and try I think Stable Diffusion is very good at this point for deforum, and if I can really figure out the settings for getting those rotations and having the starting image, the init image, being used in such a way that you see every single image getting transformed from that particular image and getting your prompts the way that you want them to be. That is something that I have to really experiment with. Other than that, I think that's pretty much all. Now, one thing that I'm kind of contemplating is what do I do with the time I have now, because I can obviously go to the gym, and if I were to go to the gym, I would just do a core training today because I did legs yesterday. But again, that core track that I do, the Les Mills core workout I do, it has a lot of legs involved in it. So the other option is I could go to Joggers Park to just walk for an hour, which is something I'm really wanting to do, like just walk and not having to do a workout every single time that I have like some kind of downtime. I don't want to just fill it in with workout. The only issue is to go to Joggers Park requires a lot of effort. Like I have to take my bike. I cannot just walk up to Joggers Park. It's pretty far. I'll probably figure. Anyway, that's it for today's documentation. Thanks so much for being in the khud. I will catch you tomorrow. Peace.